In the distant kingdom of Irura, nestled between tall mountains and thick forests, there lived a woman named Imokwe. She was once a beloved member of the village, known for her kindness and the warmth she brought to those around her. She was a wife, a mother, and a daughter-in-law, happily married to Ojo, a hardworking farmer. Together, they had three beautiful children, and their home was filled with laughter and love. But one day, tragedy struck. It all began when Ojo fell ill unexpectedly. No one could explain it. His sickness worsened each day, and despite the hyena's efforts, he passed away within a week. Imokwe was heartbroken, but her troubles were only beginning. Soon after, her children fell ill one by one. First her eldest son, then her two younger daughters. It was as if a dark cloud had descended over her home. The villagers began to whisper. Could it be a curse? Some asked. Maybe Imokwe has offended the gods, others suggested. But the whispers turned darker when Ojo's parents, her mother-in-law, father-in-law, also fell mysteriously ill and died within days of each other. The village was in shock. 7 deaths in one family. No one could believe it. As grief consumed Imogwe, the villagers turned against her. Fear and superstition spread quickly. They accused her of witchcraft, claiming she had killed her husband, children, and in-laws. She must be a witch, they shouted. No one can know so many loved ones without being cursed. Despite her pleas of innocence, the villagers were blinded by fear. Imogwe, heartbroken and alone, was dragged to the village square. The elders, in their judgment, banished her from Irura forever. They forced her out of the village with nothing but the clothes on her back. Leave and never return, they shouted, throwing stones as she walked away into the wilderness. Imogwe disappeared into the forest, her name forever tainted by the accusations of witchcraft and murder. Years passed. Irura kingdom moved on, but the memory of Imogwe remained a dark chapter in the village history. The new generation grew up hearing stories of the witch who had once lived among them. However, the truth has a way of revealing itself, no matter how long it takes. One evening, nearly 2 decades after Imogwe's banishment, a stranger arrived in Rora. He was an old man, frail and sickly, but determined to speak to the village elders. His name was Bamba, and he had once been a healer in a neighboring village. He had come to Irura to confess a terrible truth. I am the one responsible for the deaths in Imokwe's family, Bamba revealed, his voice trembling with guilt. Years ago, Ojo sought my help to treat his headaches. I gave him medicine, but it was poisoned. I didn't mean to, but I mixed it wrong. When Ojo died, this poison spread through the family, his children, his parents. They were all victims of my mistake. The elders were stunned. Bamba explained that he had been haunted by his guilt for years, but had been too afraid to come forward. He feared the villagers would punish him as they had punished Imogwe. But now, old and close to death, he could no longer live with the burden of his secret. The village was thrown into chaos. They had banished an innocent woman, letting her suffer alone for something she had not done. Guilt spread like wildfire among the villagers. especially among the elders who had led the charge to exile her. The truth was out, and justice, though late, had come. Determined to right their wrong, the villagers sent a search party into the forest to find Imogwe. They feared she might be dead, but they owed it to her to seek forgiveness. After days of searching, they found her. Imogwe was alive, living deep in the forest in a small hut she had built herself. She had aged, her hair silver and her once bright eyes now dull from years of loneliness and sorrow. When the search party approached her, they fell to their knees, begging for forgiveness. Imogwe, they pleaded, we were wrong. You were innocent all along. The healer confessed to poisoning your family. We ask for your forgiveness and wish to bring you back to Irura. Imogwe stood silently, her face unreadable. For years she had lived with the pain of betrayal, branded a witch, left to fend for herself in the wild. The villager's apology was too late for the family she had lost, but it was not too late for her. With a heavy heart, Imogwe finally spoke. I forgive you, she whispered, but I will not return to Irura. My home is here now, in the silence of the forest. The villagers respected her wishes and left her in peace. Word of Imogwe's innocence spread throughout Irura, and the village mourned the years they had wronged her. They built a shrine in her honor, a place where people would come to seek justice and remember the power of the truth. Imogwe's name was finally cleared, and though she never returned to the village, her story became a lesson to all who heard it and a reminder that even when justice is delayed, it will always find its way.